Hello everyone, my name is Razin, and welcome to the final episode of Let's Play Kyuuyaku Megami Tensei 2. Wow, that's weird to say. This has been a long time coming. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm sure some of you have been following this Let's Play ever since the first episode of the first Kyuuyaku Megami Tensei Let's Play, where I covered the first game in this collection, and now we're all the way right at the final boss's doorstep in the second game in the collection, and we're about to wrap this thing up. Though, you know, I still need to cover this game's alternate route. There's still a second story path that leads to a bad ending that I want to cover at some point, but that probably won't be for some time. So look forward to that in the nebulous future, but for all intents and purposes, we're going to be wrapping up the main playthrough here and seeing the ending of the game, so... What a journey it's been for all of us, huh? This has been a really fun time, and I'm happy so many people have enjoyed this along the way. It means a lot to me, it really does. I'm getting a little choked up, I'm sorry. I'm talking like this is already done. It's not done. We gotta finish our plate. Summoning Lucifer back up. Whew, let's look at that full party of beautiful, beautiful demons. Yeah, this is just something I always like to do right at the end of an RPG where I know I'm about to get into the final battle and I don't know if I'll be able to check it again. Just looking back through at our status screen and just looking at our character's stats and reminiscing, seeing what we've achieved right at this completion point and how we've built up these characters over the adventure, and they really started from nothing, so just always a nice thing to really do and look back on and just take pride in all the progress you made along the way, so... If you want, I believe you can walk backwards and go back out to the tunnels in front of the Suzuki Company if you want to go back through the rest of the game and clean up any loose ends and pick up anything that you didn't pick up right before the final boss battle. And, you know, that's a good way to grind too if you're having difficulties. Though I feel like if you're able to beat Satan, I feel like you probably won't have too much time with the final boss. Assuming that you have enough items and stuff, you maybe want to go back to pick up healing stuff or grind for healing stuff and all that, So yeah, if you go down these stairs, you're going to go into a tiny tunnel, which will lead to a treasure chest that has the best firearm in the game. I believe both Takuma and Asuka can actually equip this one, but it's kind of useless, unfortunately. We really got no reason to use this thing, because Takuma, chances are by this point in the game, you probably have a good melee weapon for him. Even if you don't have the Hinokagetsuchi, even if you don't have Lucifer's sword, or if you can't equip Lucifer's sword, you probably have a decent melee weapon that's going to be doing more damage than the Megiddo Fire. And Asuka, for this final battle, really Asuka's going to be playing mostly a supportive role, so it's not really like that useful in the long run anyways. And someone really doesn't want us to go down the this ominous corridor that's surely leading to one last boss. Talk about hubris. God damn. Sounds like a good idea, but also, no. We are once again completely drained of magnetite as well. That's okay. One final chance to get the bad ending of this game. So what you're saying is, it's Yahweh, or the highway. Been waiting fucking months to say that joke. I'm so fucking happy I finally got to do it. I've had that written down on a post-it note at my desk for maybe half of a year now. Maybe half. I'm not joking, by the way. I was like, this is gonna be the zinger that gets him right at the end. Alright. There he is in all of his massive face glory. So, you might be wondering why God is a Smurf. God typically in Megami Tensei games shows up here in the form of Yahweh, also known as a million other names. And Yeah, he typically shows up as a giant floating face in the sky. Just because, you know, I guess that kind of goes back to the biblical interpretation of God creating us in his image. So, yeah, he's just a giant dude. And he is very intimidating, actually. He is by far the most powerful enemy in this game. There's no super bosses or anything like that that's more powerful than this guy. So, right at the end here, we're going to be in for quite the war of attrition here. So, Yahweh actually uses three... I feel like... if you look at the stat block for him, I believe it's pretty deceiving, because I feel like around the point where he starts to run low on HP, he actually switches movesets. I really don't have any proof for this, but you're kind of going to see it happen once the fight goes on, because I believe that he uses Miragidyne, which is fire damage to all enemies, Bufudyne, which is ice damage to 2 to 4 enemies, and then Maziodyne, which is electricity damage to all enemies. But at some point in the fight, he is just going to use an unnamed, very powerful magic attack that just does a shit ton of damage to the entire party, and when you get to that point in the fight, you are going to want to just start hoofing it and try to get in as much damage as possible, because if that part of the fight goes on for too long, you are just going to run out of resources and eventually lose. So really, you just gotta go at him and hit him with every single thing you got. But you can see he can whittle away our HP pretty good with even his first phase spells here. I highly recommend you go grab some Sacred Bells and stuff, or, you know, just conserve the Sacred Bells throughout the game for this fight, because you're going to really want them here. I know I used a couple for the Satan fight, but I had plenty in stock still. And I believe you can get those specifically through your buddy, the slot machine. So, at the very least, I know you can get a Soma through the slots if you hit the jackpot with all 3 golden masks too. And Soma is the best healing item in the game. So, or actually no, I think second best, because technically the Hide Run we got from Rags is, I believe, technically the best. But Soma is your next best bet. It's gonna heal all of your HP and MP for one character. So, save all of that really good shit right here for the final battle, and feel free to use them liberally, because, yeah, this is it. This is the last challenge in the game. No fights after this one. And I think it's about here when it just starts to say that he attacked, where, you know, I guess technically it is just his physical attack, just hits everyone, because it doesn't really have a fancy name or anything like that, is when you really want to start going for the gold and just really lay on the offensive. And again, this is a fight that I don't necessarily recommend you auto on for too long, because things can go south if you're not quick on the draw here. You can see that Asuka's taken pretty good damage from his hits, which is a problem. So I probably could have moved her back to like slot 4, 5, or 6. I think technically party members who are in the back row take less damage. I don't exactly know how this game in particular handles the position element, but I could have experimented with that and moved Asuka to the back probably, just to be a little safe, since she's the squishiest member of her party at this point. So, but we are going to want to make sure we have Asuka alive, especially too, because she is going to be very helpful for healing everyone up. As soon as one of my demons dies here, my current strategy that I have thinking in the back of my head while I'm fighting this guy is, oh, well then I'll summon Ball, and then have Ball cast Samurai Karm so that I can summon that demon back up, and also I can use Ball as a secondary healer alongside Asuka. So, the problem with Ball in this fight, though, too, is Ball is a little underpowered compared to the rest of the demons I'm using here, and probably some, you know, like, the other demon. I have a few other demons in my party that are technically, I think, a little less squishy than Ball, like King Long. So, Ball is pretty susceptible to getting hit just a couple times and died in this fight, so be careful with that if you're using Ball as a healer. Maybe summon him to heal some people and revive some people, And you can see we got the hide run here still, too, actually, since we never technically used that after using it for the Codebreaker stuff. So, we got that in our back pocket, too, thankfully. You can see the Lucifer Sword just goes in, just hits hard. It's great. Yeah, doing pretty good so far. People have gotten close to dying, but no one's... I was about to say no one's dead. And then there goes 2 of our party members. And I tried to heal someone who was dead, so we could not do it. Unfortunate. But we're really piling on the damage here, though, especially with Takuma, so hopefully we're getting close to the end. And yeah, I think at this point I didn't even... I thought, you know, yeah, there we go. I kind of felt in my heart we were close to the end, so I was like, maybe I'll just see how this goes the next few turns, and then I'll try summoning Ball and all that. And we pulled through. We pulled through. This is yet another very good background for the final battle here. I like this one a lot. It's simple, but it does the job. The game introduces a few concepts here that are kind of played with in other entries, and especially in the mainline series here, including the idea that there is a force even beyond a Yahweh that is capable of kind of pulling the strings as well. That's just kind of ominously lurking throughout the cosmos. And here we are, all the way back at the very start of the game. Why don't we play some Devil Buster? Old memories. And there we go. It looks like someone's been playing Devil Buster their spare time, and we loaded right up on the ending of the game. The first time I played this game and I got to this part, I thought this was literally how the game ended. And as soon as the end showed up, that it cut to credits, but it doesn't. And there we go, plot twist. Devil Busters was made by none other than Nakajima from the first game. I'm sure some of you could have probably kind of put that together already, considering Cerberus was locked in there. I may have already mentioned that too, but I can't remember if I did or not. But that's the big reveal there. So yeah, why don't we go through and just talk to all these NPCs and just have one last little talk through. I always like when RPGs do this too. Earthbound is still my favorite with that, where you just go through and you can walk around and talk to old NPCs, and they all have new dialogue now that the world is saved and all that. It's really cool. Kind of weird being all the way back in the shelter. It's been so long since we've seen it, huh? No more demons, no more nothing. Don't even gotta worry about the fact we got zero magnetite, right? Yeah, you're all free now. It's time to go up and out. Oh, honey. Ooh. Woo. Well, that'll be an awkward conversation whenever we muster up the energy to have that one, but let's embrace the good moment for now. See what the poison bar's up to. Oh, they just want us to get the hell out, that's all. So, one thing I do want to state, and we'll get to it in a little bit, but I don't exactly know how it works, but if you go back to the nurse here at this point in the game, under specific circumstances that I'm not entirely sure what they are, she will reveal herself to be Mama Jack Frost, and then introduce you to 4 bonus bosses that you can fight on the bad route. It happened to me on my first playthrough when I did the test playthrough for this Let's Play, and then for some reason it didn't happen here when I actually did the Let's Play. I do not know why. If someone in the comments knows why that happened, please feel free to explain down below. I was baffled. I kept going in there back and forth to see why it wouldn't trigger, or if I could trigger it, if I just had to, like, you know, go visit her a couple times. It never happened. I don't know what the deal was. Very, very weird. So, but yeah, there's technically supposed to be a little teaser there for some bonus bosses that they added to the bad route that are exclusive to the Kyuuyaku Megami Tensei re-release, by the way. So yeah, that's going to be part of what we cover when we go do that alternate route at some point in the future. It's not really a lot. There's just a couple demons you can run into in some bonus areas, but it's not much. It's nothing too fancy. If you're only going to play through this game once, this is by far the route you're going to want to go on. So, I believe I was taking a look at the map again just to remember where I was going here. Yeah, I don't think there's anyone on the second floor for me to talk to, actually, which is why I just went back in. But you may remember from when we fought, I believe it was Neighboros here, there was a guard who was stationed who seemed to not be having a good time. Let's go see how he's doing. Yeah. See, we've earned respect. Well, rest in peace to those guys. Yeah, it was Neighboros. Right on that very tile. Oh, how far we've come since then, right? And with basically the entire basement area has been cleared out, there's only one thing left to do, and that is go outside, huh? Let's leave this shelter once and for all and say hello to the outside world. Very lovely looking ending cinematic here for our efforts. Well, you don't gotta be such a Debbie Downer about it already. And that's it. Whew. I have to say, everyone, this has been by far my absolute favorite Let's Play that I have done for all of you. I've been thinking of a way to talk about this in a way that isn't the corniest shit on planet Earth, but I think I'm just gonna go for it from the heart and see how we go, and see how I do. Much like how the world changes in a very dramatic and unfortunate way between the events of Kyuuyaku Megami Tensei 1 and the events of Kyuuyaku Megami Tensei 2, our world changed in a very unfortunate and dramatic way between my Let's Play of Kyuuyaku Megami Tensei 1 and Kyuuyaku Megami Tensei 2, and it's been hard for me, it's been hard for, I'm sure, a lot of you, it's been hard for the world, and I hope this helped, you know, I hope that I was able to give you a good time, take your mind off of things maybe for a little bit and just enjoy talking over this very silly little dungeon crawler from so long ago. I like this game a lot. I had a really good time with this one. I know I said at the end of Megami Tensei 1 that replaying that game, going super in-depth for the Let's Play, made me feel like, you know, I feel like I maybe like this game a little less. And this time, playing through Megami Tensei 2, this is my first time through this game, and I have to say, I maybe don't like it as much as Shin Megami Tensei 1, per se, but I like this game a lot. I think it's pretty cool and does some very, very interesting things for the time it came out. This is definitely one of the better RPGs of its era. I guess I can't really speak for the Famicom release, but you know, if you consider other games around that time, I think the way that this game subverts expectations is neat. I think the amount of details that are added to the world to make it feel alive and worth exploring is fantastic. The story ideas, while maybe simplistic compared to later Megami Tenseis, a lot of ideas first came about here, and you know, were just in general introduced here, and laid a great foundation to be expanded upon by later entries in the series, including its follow-up SMT1 and the games beyond that. Yeah, just a really wonderful time. I enjoyed this game a lot. I don't know how often I'll be replaying this one necessarily, but maybe every now and again I'll feel like going through the good old dungeon dive here. This game definitely has some annoying gripes with me, and just in general there's a few archaic parts of it that I really didn't care for, but overall this is a vast improvement over the first Megami Tensei game. Just an outstanding job that this team did on making a sequel, and taking it kind of in a more interesting direction, in my opinion. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. Like I said, this is by far my favorite Let's Play that I've done so far. I'm really happy with my performance, and everything from the editing to my play to my commentary. I just think that I'm really happy with how this one turned out, and if you want to support me all the way at the end of this thing here, and you're like, hey, what can I do to help this guy out? Well, first of all, just watch the videos. That's really the best thing I could ask for, is you just watch the stuff I pour my heart and soul into, and put out into the world for all of you to enjoy. Just the very act of watching my stuff makes me so happy that so many people are on board with what I'm doing here. But if you want to go beyond that, I do have a Patreon account. That's patreon.com/Rosenbran, and you can always just tell your friends too. If you have a friend or a couple friends that you think would really like my stuff, or this sort of thing would appeal to them, don't try to force it. Don't be weird about it. But recommending my channel to people who you think would like it, I'm always happy when I hear that people do that too. Or like, oh, I heard about you from a friend and I really like your stuff. That always makes me happy that people give me good word of mouth every now and again. But yeah, whew, that's really it right at the end here, huh? We're already at the Satan part of the credits, which is how you know we're close to the end, huh? Yeah, I'll be back in a few months' time. I don't exactly know when, but in a few months' time I will be back with some more Let's Plays, including Shin Megami Tensei 2. So I hope you all look forward to it, and I hope you all are doing okay out there, and in general, life's treating you well. So thanks so much for spending so much of your time watching this playthrough that I made, and have a good night. See you later.